Episode 25 of Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane, and this is episode 25.
Yes, and I am Scott. Thank you, Shane, for repeating episode 25. I'll repeat it. This is episode 25. We're talking about Zach Wilson.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody even watches this thing. Not exactly clickbait with punch face being the topic tonight. But Scott, you're up. Zach Wilson, love him.
I wouldn't say love him, but I think the reason why we chose Zach Wilson was because of all the rookie quarterbacks. I think he's the one that's the most volatile. You wouldn't think that his value could have gone lower than it did after his bad start, but the fact that the guys that have come in after him and have looked far better in 2.5 games that he has all year, even the game against the Colts, you had two different quarterbacks, and both of them were able to move the ball, unlike Zach Wilson. So I think that's kind of the scary thing. Now, is that just anecdotal? That's kind of what the Jets have hinted at, was that, their system is something that is tougher to learn, and that Zach Wilson is still kind of learning on the fly. So they're kind of giving him a pass, because people have asked them, well, how do these other guys look fine and look comfortable and he doesn't? So I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert in that kind of thing, but that's actually hurt his value. You'd think after his injury, there would be kind of like excitement for him to come back. You know what I mean? Like people would start ramping him up. Hey, he's going to come back. But now it's kind of been like, these other guys look better than him. I was big on Zach Wilson just because of his value, his draft capital. Part of what comes with him was maybe a potential, decent rushing floor as well. But we haven't really seen any of that. And now, if anything, I'd probably be on the buy side. So we'll talk a little more about, trade prices. But I think at this point, his value's bottomed out. I've already seen in numerous people in leagues dumping him. He's a bust. I don't want anything to do with it. He's next Darnold. They're going to ruin him. Mm-hmm. Get out for a random first. I'll even give him and a player, that type of deal.
Right.
People are stupid. If they're making the Darnold comparison, I mean, yeah, Darnold played for the Jets under a completely different regime. And no, I don't like how Zach Wilson has played this year. No one does. I mean, not if you like football, unless you're in one of those leagues where you score points for bad things, because then he'd be killing it for you. But all that said, he's a rookie. And, I made this mistake too with a lot of these rookie quarterbacks this year. I was like, they're going to come in, smash, and my team will win this year. Build around rookie quarterbacks. Probably not a really good plan. But you shouldn't be moving off of him. Not this early. It's way too early to move off of him at a loss.
So a popular comp for Zach Wilson was Baker Mayfield. He's like another Baker Mayfield. Who do you like better out of those two?
Oh, I'll take Zach Wilson every day of the week. We've seen Baker's upside, and his upside is QB 15.
Right.
Yeah, the fantasy ceiling for Mayfield is extremely low. I think he's in a really low point right now in terms of the offense that he's in. But how much of that is him? How much is that the weapons that they have? I was going to throw another one out there. I was thinking Baker Mayfield. I would take Wilson over Mayfield just because I think the value, the value is flat for Mayfield. It's really never going to go anywhere except for kind of where it is. Carson Wentz or Zach Wilson?
Carson Wentz.
I'll take Wilson.
See, Shane answered that. Boom, like that. Last ADP,
because
Carson
he's not
Wentz.
The Eagle anymore. If he were an Eagle, Shane would not say Carson Wentz.
Jalen Hurts or Zach Wilson?
Oh, buy Hurts. Yeah, he's gone.
Honestly, that's one though. If you found the right trade partner, that would be one that's super intriguing. That if that was in my inbox, it would be very tempting to just take the Zach Wilson side, but that's tough if you're obviously relying on Hurts. We've talked about him on the prior video, but that's another good one.
So Zach Wilson and 2 projected late 2022 firsts, or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I think I'd take Trevor Lawrence. I was thinking of one. If I give you a top 5 first next year plus Zach Wilson, and you're a contender, you trade away Matt Stafford for that? 7-1. Do you trade Matt Stafford for a top 3 pick next year and Zach Wilson?
It'd be so hard not to. But I'd want to have like somebody already teed up, with that pick, like a cascading trade. I get something that makes me feel better, so I can see.
I mean, these are the type of pivots I think if you buy though, like we've talked about this before. But if you really want to buy a guy like Zach Wilson, you're not going to buy him from the team that's been starting him and they're 1-7. You know what I mean? They're not going to give up on him for half the price. That makes no sense. But maybe you can tempt them with something that's a little bit more stable, and you'd smash the value. If Zach Wilson becomes anything, if he's even usable the rest of the year, that's probably a deal where you smash. You could still win the championship, even if you trade away Stafford.
Who would you prefer, Kirk Cousins or Zach Wilson?
I think I'll go with Cousins.
Yeah, I think that's one where you can kind of look at how your team's built, but also like where are you at rostership wise with those guys. I'd be fine pivoting from Wilson to Cousins or Carr, Tannehill, those types. I mean, I'm not scared of those guys, even though they're a little older.